What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Resilience Podcast. Why are we laughing?
I don't know. It's exciting, fun.
It is exciting. It's exciting because we get to talk about something we're very passionate about.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it because right now there's some clients around hanging out after class. It's a real grassroots feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, today we're going to get into some deeper topics, not just updates, although we're going to talk about some announcements and stuff, but we're going to talk about a couple cool topics. So you want to talk about what we're going to dive into?
Sure. Yeah, we're going to talk about opening up a new gym and kind of like the process going through that, getting out of your comfort zone, taking risk and stuff like that as business owners.
And how it happened, how did it happen? And maybe smashing the status quo, like what people think, it's just kind of like hey, here's your 1 or 2 or 3 5-year plan, and how it just really didn't happen that way.
Kind of evolved.
Yeah, kind of evolved.
Out of nowhere, yeah.
FTRDx.
Yeah, FTRDx, we're going to touch on that. And then also...
huge announcement.
Well, we got a new coach coming that you didn't write down that we want to talk about. That's coming to the team. Amazing guy, so we'll talk about that. And then also a really cool announcement about an initiative that we are so super excited about, and it's Hyrox League. So
what?
Yeah,
did he just say?
Yeah, Hyrox League. Gamifying Hyrox. Yeah, we're excited about that.
Whoa. Okay. All right, let's just warm up, you know what I mean? Well, first of all, let's just talk about FTRDx. So we're going into the last 2 weeks of FTRDx phase 1.
Yeah.
And again, for the listeners, 6-week phases, progressional overload, continuing to sharpen skills in our conditioning class as well. Our last 2 weeks of strength view and gains. Let's talk about the strength first. We're hitting some 3-rep maxes next week with back squat.
Yeah.
And we're going into 1-rep maxes that final week,
which is great because a lot of people right now, they don't know their 1-rep max, and we're using the percentage chart a lot in the community. And it's hard to use it if you don't know your 1-rep max. So this week we've been progressing slowly. The last couple of weeks we've been doing box squats. So this week we're going to go into 1-rep max. This is going to give you a good just benchmark of where you're at. You definitely want to take that number down, and then we're going to move on to a new movement. And that new movement doesn't if we move to, for example, something like a deadlift, that's going to have carry over to your back squat too. You're strengthening your legs. When we come back to squatting later on,
you're going to have that number to work with.
You're going to have that number to work with, and you've been
always
working on other things. So hopefully the idea is that you continue to progress, you get stronger. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's coming up.
Our hope is to really establish a bench press 1-rep, eventually, a bench press 1-rep max, deadlift, a squat.
All the big movements, push press,
strict press, push press, just so we can work from those numbers moving forward. I know for myself, I haven't done a 1-rep max squat probably since university, which was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So
it's good stuff. So
what about gains? How we wrapping up gains?
Gains just super working with tempo, working with intensity, supersets, all that stuff. We've been blasting the back, blasting the glutes. So we're just going to work on that. Just try to get that. What patient says, the pump. We're going to work on that pump and just really try to get maximum pump.
Arnold said that first, yeah? Arnold or patient?
It's patient's lie, man. I'm saying it's patient's lie. So just we're really trying to build that muscle with lots and lots of blood, get the pump going, all about the pump, and just encourage growth and muscle fibers to repair and work on those.
Scientists over here.
Yeah, work on those, getting those muscles more sculpted.
Heading into our conditioning classes the last 2 weeks, game day, we've really been working on Hyrox skills for the last 4 weeks, and week 5 and 6, it kind of coincides with Hyrox coming to Toronto, so we're really going to actually kind of do quarter and half Roxes, kind of testing some 2K row times, some things like that are more of like testing the last week, which will be exciting. And then I know core, our shred class, we're going to be doing some longer sets of stability, and then rush. We've got some big agility sets coming up.
Nice.
Some really challenging things that are going to get you off your balance.
Amazing. So we're looking forward to that, and then we're going to go into the next 6-week blocks. So stay tuned for that.
Can we do a couple sneak peeks, like drop a couple hints about gains for phase 2?
You want to tell them what they're working on?
Drop a couple hints about phase 2.
So we're going to be working on just maybe some neglected muscles that we don't often get into, and I think the girls will like it. For the lower body, we're going to be doing calves, okay, and upper body, we're going to do biceps. So you're going to look like Arnold, out of control. So just calves and biceps. Doesn't mean that's the only thing we're working on. We're still going to be doing full body stuff. So if you're thinking like, we're not working on, it's still going to be a full body thing. We just spend extra attention on those 2 muscles for the 6 weeks. I know we don't get as much calf training. I hear that from the girls. They like working their calves and stuff like that. And
really?
Yeah. Like when they're wearing heels and stuff. I think. Okay. That's what I thought.
I never heard that, but all right.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Cool. And then for phase 2, yeah, we're gonna release it probably a good 5-6 days ahead of phase 2 starting. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right.
What do you got there? Opening up a new gym.
No, so okay. So part of this podcast definitely is really getting deep with a couple topics and sharing some of our experiences. Definitely a lot of our mistakes.
Yeah.
And our journey to be where we are today. Mm-hmm. And let the listeners know we're hungry to keep going.
Yeah.
And just to be honest with the viewers, we don't really have a 10-year end goal. We just are hungry to keep going.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be cool today to talk a little bit about how did we get in this space? Mm-hmm. And you could go all the way back to Monarch Park, which was a dome at Coxwell and Danforth.
Yeah.
Where we really started.
Yeah.
And then we went to Toronto City Sports Center, and we're still there. Uh-huh. But then how did we come to Durham? How did that happen?
That's a loaded question. So how did we come to Durham? So me and Andrew always had a want to open another location, and we I don't know. I think more me saying that I think we should go east. I think you were on that path too. You didn't really want to go west side. I live in between the 2 locations right now.
Toronto, the west side of Toronto, I feel like is not even. It's a totally different city.
Yeah.
It's like
anything past DDP,
there's a very different.
It's different vibe. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I interrupted. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we always wanted to kind of move east. We feel like it's more community oriented. It's we just wanted to move east. So I don't know where you want to start with this. One day I woke up in the morning and Andrew had sent me this listing for this place right here, and it didn't quite look like this, but we were looking.
It didn't quite look like this. It looked a lot different.
Yeah, it looked a lot different, and through just maybe divine intervention, through a little bit of investigation, we found out that the landlord was actually Andrew's old football coach, and we didn't know that until we had already booked old strength and conditioning coach, not football coach, but strength and conditioning coach. And we didn't even know that until we had already booked the meeting to see it. So we saw the place, we really liked it.
We pulled up and he was in the window and I was like, what's up? I hadn't seen him since first year university. And he was an awesome coach and still is an awesome coach, but he had marked me in my first and second year university as just this amazing strength and conditioning coach, and had some amazing sessions with him. And come to find out, like Josh said, he's the landlord here, so that was cool.
It was very crazy. Yeah. And just to anyone that's an entrepreneur, really, me and Andrew had in our mind no way of understanding how we were going to take that step to the next location, but knowing in our heart that we wanted to do that, but didn't have the resources right now in front of us to do it. But taking the chance to just open up the opportunity, open up the conversation, went here with no idea how we were going to make this happen. And somehow
no clue, no money, no plan.
Yeah.
But just that desire.
The desire in the heart to want to do it. And so we didn't know how we were going to do it. Where do you want to go from here? How much do you want to get into this story?
Let's get into it. I mean, are we doing this? Are we getting transparent here? May as
well. Go ahead. Yeah.
So we come in and we see the viewing, and it's always kind of hard to have that. You might look at something on the outside and be like Josh said, it didn't look like this.
Yeah.
Right? But we had that desire to be in here, right?
Yeah.
So we were talking about, what could we do? How could we do it? And we started putting ideas together, literally at the showing. At the viewing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And kind of thinking about how would this room look, how would we do this, and then
and sorry to interrupt you, but I think at the time we had just finished our branding, right? Like our new branding.
Yes.
So like we were ready with
about a month.
So it lined up pretty good. Like we had our brand for a long time. We didn't really have an established like brand, colors, all that stuff. We had just finished that stuff. We were just in the transition of switching all that stuff over. So kind of visualizing how this place could look. We already had that kind of like in our head, no? If I'm remembering it correctly.
Yeah. No. What we wanted to do, like you said, and then we came here, and then ideas start swirling.
Yeah.
Just the brain just started going like a tornado. You start seeing things. You start imagining, how would this look? How would this be? And I specifically remember when the landlord took us to the field.
Yeah.
There's a field right next to the front door here, and to me that was like, bam! That was the closing variable. I was like, walking into the football field just next door was like, this is a dream facility.
Yeah.
We have opportunity. We just ran the Hyrox in there. And sometimes in game day, we go out there and run sprints, and that was kind of like the closing deal. So then it became, all right, I got to convince this guy we got to do this.
Usually works like that with us.
Yeah, tell him a little bit about that.
I'm a little bit more conservative, and Andrew's more of an ideas guy, so it's definitely a balancing act. I think it works very well. Usually it creates fights sometimes, but we usually work it out. We forgive each other if we get a little heated because we get passionate. But that's the way it is. So it's good if you do have a business partner. It's good that if you kind of think differently, if you think the same way, I think it can be dangerous, either like not taking enough risk or taking too much risk. So Andrew's more of the risk taker for sure, and people that know Andrew and me probably already can guess that. I'm guessing. But so yeah, Andrew definitely.
This guy keeps me level.
Yeah. So definitely good to have that balance. So Andrew was definitely. It's good to have that business partner because they kind of inspire you to, don't think about the why you can't, think about what is right now, what's in front of us, the opportunities and all that stuff. So it took me, I don't know how long before I was like, it was a process. I think it's like a continuum.
We had three pretty distinct conversations right after.
Yeah.
In a matter of probably 3 days, 72 hours, because, there was 30 groups that, I remember the realtor said 30 groups that wanted to get in here too.
Yeah.
So we were like, we got to decide this. We got to get into this and figure this out and make a decision.
Yeah.
And
and then just started talking to different people, exploring our options, figuring out what are our options to try to make this happen, make the renovation happen, make the lease happen, all that stuff. And that was a journey. I don't know how much you want to get.
Yeah. I mean, we can, before we go there though, like something that'd be cool in this podcast to talk about for the entrepreneurs listening or aspiring entrepreneurs. Yeah. What was that process like for you, being in that place, I guess called the in-between, where you see something that you're like, okay, this could be amazing, but then all the reality checks come in, all the reality what ifs, all the doubts, all the fears, all the questions of, can this actually work?
Yeah.
And what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
How did you
work
through that?
That's a lifelong thing. That's a lifelong question because that is like an ongoing thing. Anytime you're running a business, there's always the what ifs. Is it going to fail? Is it going to work out? There's all your fears, all your insecurities come to you, and all your underlying insecurities that you deal with as a human and try to work through. They're very prevalent when you're running a business. So it's very important the people around you, your support team, to kind of talk to you and be honest with you, and hopefully they support you and just help you with decisions and hear you out and listen to you. And don't have prejudgments in their head, because just because they're saying go doesn't always make it the right decision. Mm-hmm. But it's really important to have people around you that you trust. And through talking to you, through talking to my wife, explaining the situation, it's good to have that support, because for me, there's always the what ifs, and I struggle with that sometimes. So just talking to people around you that can encourage you, look at the situation subjectively, and help you make that right decision, and kind of make the what you think is the right decision. So
what was it that you needed to hear to get you to that place? Because you're saying to come to the right decision, but you don't really know if it's the right decision. Yeah. You still might not know if it's the right decision. You're just taking one day at a time.
Yeah, I think one of the things that me and Andrew do is, or when we're talking, is can we envision this working, and can we see it? And it's I feel as a business owner, I can kind of envision, and I envision this, and I envision people coming out, and that just helped me, like, can it work? Do we have something that's going well at East York? Can we duplicate this? Can we? And like the answers were yes, 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 yes. It was more of like a money issue. Can we afford the renovation? Can we afford all these different things? But as far as the product goes and what we're doing and how confident I am in the product, that was always like a yes, yes, yes. And so that helped me make my decision, just feeling like, you know, it's possible. I can see it in my mind. I can definitely see this happening. And as a business owner, you kind of got to do that, I think, and just evaluate what is in reality right now, and can you like do what your vision is. And I think me and Andrew definitely thought, you know, we can definitely do what we're doing now. And
so once you make that decision and you move forward, just in belief and faith, and you just like, okay, I'm going all in.
Yeah.
Then comes the day to day.
Yeah.
And it's not like those doubts disappear.
No.
You've just made a decision on the other side of that, and you're still walking with all those things floating around your head.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you deal with that every day?
Yeah, again, it goes back to the support system. I think people are around you, talking, your faith, all that stuff. Like if you have a faith that, you know, for me, there's a faith in God that everything will be okay. You know, He's got my back. Plus the support system around you, I think is very important, because, yeah, the what ifs are hard in life. Sometimes, like, you can struggle with that, but you need the people around you to encourage you and support you through your tough times.
Okay, I got a question about that. Sorry, just to keep you going, because I feel like you're in a good flow right now. This is really good. Like, so it being a service business, you're in the trenches with people every day.
Yeah.
And you might be in the middle of actually feeling that way while you're offering your product, which in this case is a service.
Yeah, yeah.
How the heck do you show up each day with those that inner dialogue going on and really serve and show up for people and continue to serve on a daily basis?
Great question, Andrew. Yeah, I think it's like knowing, just connecting with people for like 10 years, getting to know them, knowing that people are probably going through a lot of the same things as you, and like experiencing a lot of times, like when I do feel like that, actually coming to class and talking to people and hanging out with the people actually makes me feel better. So knowing that, you know, making those connections and stuff like that helps people. So it's like I like doing that. I like connecting with people and knowing that, you know, everyone's got their own battle that they're going through.
That was good, man.
I kind of forget what you asked me though.
No, like how do you show up?
With all
that going on?
Yeah.
Because sorry, just to bring back the context, like when we signed the lease, which was a process in itself.
Yeah.
The negotiation process leading up to it, you're talking big numbers. You're talking time, long time, years, and you come out on the other side, and then you say, okay, well, the work starts.
Yeah.
And then you start, and then things might not go the way you wanted them to in the renos. Yeah. You might be like, I measured this wrong, and then we got this 50-foot rig in, and we had to order another one. Like, how do you show up?
Yeah. I just know through experience, it's just so important. It's a service business. People, like, they come for a service, and I don't know, I just have this mentality that, like, you do your best, and you come every day, and I try. It's my baby that me and Andrew have been doing for 10 years. So we care about the people that are in here. We care about making the service better. So just trying to push that stuff to the side. And often, like, that's what I was trying to get at. Oftentimes when I'm connecting with people, even if I'm having a bad day, that's actually what makes me feel better. So, like, I know that's my remedy, is actually connecting with people and relationship and all that stuff. And that's what actually makes me feel better. So,
wow.
You know, what about you? How do you show up every day when you're having a tough day and knowing people come to experience a service?
Yeah, there's that is a good question. I think one of the ways is what you said. Yeah, it's like I enjoy showing up each day and connecting with people too. Yeah, I think it there's been numerous times where, you know, things at home might be, it was a challenging morning or something, and you're like, I gotta go coach this class now. Yeah. Like, I have to pause this and go and coach this class. And it's like, you almost have to flip the switch, but at the same time, you're the same person. Yeah. It's not like you become this new person when you're coaching, but you have to, you know, okay, I gotta be on the best that I can be.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about faith and just, you know, our faith in God too, and just understanding that this is a blessing. This is an opportunity to be somewhere each day.
Yeah.
That maybe not a lot of people have. Mm-hmm. So for me, lately in the last 2 years, that's been a big help. Yeah. Is understanding. My wife and I talk about this all the time. Understanding that it sounds cliche, but like gratefulness. Like actually going in and be like, wow, I am actually in this gym space, and this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And just being present in that and being like, this is a blessing to be here. Let's coach the crap out of this class. Let's go. Yeah. And it kind of helps.
Yeah.
Puts things in perspective and reminds you of how, you know, fortunate we are. I mean, we can say we've worked really hard, because we have, but also there's been some amazing things that we have got that really maybe we didn't deserve, or just like, it just happened, and we're thankful for that.
Yeah.
You know? So that helps me a lot.
Do you feel like sometimes when you're feeling down, like, I know for sure going in, talking to people, like just having those relationships with people actually makes you feel better, right? Like
Definitely. I mean, we've become friends with a lot of our clients. Yeah. Like close friends. Mm-hmm. A lot of the clients were at your wedding. Yeah. I remember lots of our clients were there, and at my wedding too, and you know, it says a lot. It's not just a transaction. Yeah. You know, with our clients, it's not just a money transaction. There's actually a relationship that we're building with them, and showing up for them each day means a lot. Yeah. So.
Amazing. Cool combo. You want to get more?
It could get deeper, but yeah, there's some more things we got to talk about.
Hey, so. We're working on it. We haven't done too many podcasts, so we'll work on getting deeper, I think. But that's a good start. No.
I think it's a good start. That's kind of where our heart is, where we want to go with the podcast, anyways. With the guests. Yeah. And talk about some pretty cool topics. So there we go.
Yeah, we definitely want to start inviting on coaches, guests, all that stuff. So we're going to be doing that. So Cena, get ready.
Patient Cena.
He's behind the camera now.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. We want to have some of our coaches on just to share their perspective, their fitness background, their experience.
What drives them, what motivates them.
Yeah, what makes them a unique coach, some of the battles that they might face as a coach, and then also some really cool guests outside of the community as well that we have planned to bring in, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool to bring in the different coaches and different perspectives, because like clients connect to different coaches and stuff, and everyone has a different fitness journey, different background, right? So it's cool. Some people connect to maybe patient story, and some will connect more to someone else's story. So it's cool to bring on the guests and just like talk about their fitness journey and stuff like that, and anything else they want to talk about.
Yeah, on the topic of coaches.
Yeah, that's a great segue.
I know a couple weeks ago I was shadowing with this coach, and last night at game day you were shadowing with this coach. Yeah. Let's talk about who we're bringing on the team.
So we're bringing on Jazz Lindsay. You want to talk about his background? Because you kind of know his background more. He grew up in our hometown, so we have like... We have a lot of mutual friends that is really cool. Yeah. It was really cool to hear that, and you know this person? Oh yeah, I'm really tight with that person. So he grew up in our hometown. He's a little younger than us. He went to our high school. Not when we were there, I don't think.
He came in right when we were ending. We grew up together more, Josh and I, a little bit more close than Josh, because we played football. He's a football player, outstanding football player. I played with his brother. I was teammates with his brothers, both his brothers, Saxon and Jesse. And then he kind of came up right behind them, and just this amazing athlete, played quarterback at the University of Guelph, had a little stint, I believe, in the CFL. Just an amazing athlete. That's talking about his tangibles and what he can do with his body and all these things is awesome, but really just a community guy.
Yeah, just very personable person.
He's very personable.
People person.
I find with quarterbacks, they have this ability to rally people and connect with different types of people, and that's what we look for in a coach.
Yeah. So he's going to be coaching game day on Thursdays right now. So in Durham. So if you want to meet Jazz, he's always at the workouts in Durham. Come on out, and we'll get him on the podcast for sure if he's down.
So excited for Jazz and what that's going to do to the community, and I think it's going to really bring a jolt in different ways. So we're excited. And again, just like grateful that he's here and going to be here. So it's going to be cool.
We'll get a little superimposed image of Jazz as we talk about
Yeah,
him
yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah. We're doing like his
So
football highlights.
you're gonna recognize.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my water while you continue to talk about the next topic.
Okay, so the next topic is the big topic, Andrew. You ready for this? So we're going to be running a Hyrox League. We had this idea, and we're super, super excited about this Hyrox League. So,
Oh, a Hyrox League? What does that even mean?
so as you guys know, in a week and a half, the Hyrox is coming to Toronto, first time in Toronto, and then there's no scheduled dates for it after, and I can guarantee almost that they're going to be coming back next year based on the success of the sellout and everything like that. But in the meantime, we ran the sim a couple weeks ago. It went really, really well. We had a lot of people ask us, when are you going to do another sim? That was awesome. So me and Andrew were thinking, how do we do these sims? How do we make it more regular? How do we make it cooler? What are we going to do? So I'll let you kind of chat a little bit about that.
Yeah, just to be able to run a Hyrox simulation again at both our locations. We have such a unique facility where we have probably more space than most facilities, which we're so thankful for.
Yeah.
At both facilities, there's a field, like a good sized football field, or a soccer field. So it allows us to be very dynamic with something like a Hyrox.
Yeah.
So we were thinking about, okay, we got to plan another one, which we're in the process of doing. But we started, the idea sort of evolved, just like how we got to Durham. How would it look to almost do one maybe on a monthly basis or a bi-weekly basis, A? And then B, is there an appetite for that? Would there actually be people who would want to continue to do that?
Yeah.
With it, not being like a Hyrox class, because we can't do that on a every single week basis. There's just too much energy, too much planning. But would people want to compete every other week? Would they want to compete with themselves? Would they want to compete with their other people in the gym, outside the gym? Would people from other places come in and basically do this? And then we were like, well, because he played basketball, I played football, we're like, should we do a league?
Yeah.
What would a league look like? Like an actual league.
Yeah.
So before we get too into it, there's a lot of logistics that we're working out and trying to. What'd you say?
I think we got it. I think we have a good idea of what it could look like. It's obviously going to evolve.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the idea is to run it as much as there's an appetite for it, and we think there's an appetite, especially after it leaves Toronto and it doesn't come back for a year, and people kind of get a little taste of it.
Okay.
And want to get better at it.
So what's the difference between just running a Hyrox or what's the difference between that and a league? What do you mean?
So I think what we're going to be trying to do, and we will do, is try to gamify it, make it fun, make it kind of competitive. Okay, so basically the idea is like we're gonna run a Hyrox or whatever race we're running. If it's a Hyrox, we're gonna run that. You would sign up for a heat just like you did. We're gonna take your score, and that score is going to be added to kind of a database where you can log in maybe through the website. And you can.
Oh, you're talking big. Okay, bro. Okay, we're just going for it in this podcast.
Yes.
Nice. I like it.
So basically, it would take all historical scores of maybe your age group and your sex, and then kind of rank you where you're at. So it would say if you did it, it's going to continue to, as people do more and more, it's going to continue to add that data in, and basically when you do run one, it's going to tell you, hey, this is where I sit in comparison to other people in my age group and gender. I'm in the 50th percentile, I'm in the 60th percentile, and just make it kind of like a tournament, a leaderboard, give you an opportunity to come back and improve your score. So give you an opportunity to not just wait a year or have to travel somewhere to do it, but get that chance to do it all year round, really, and challenge yourself and compete against others. All that stuff. Yeah,
and how are we not going to dilute the excitement and the power of it? Like we're not just going to run it like just like a random class and just with like loose ends. It's going to be tight. It's going to be well organized, and those are the logistics that we're working out.
We're going to do it great. And it's got to be good. It's got to be legit.
To make it fun, right? So. At Resilience, we're definitely having a competitive aspect is key.
Yeah.
But keeping it fun and engaging. Yeah. So, talking about gamifying it, we're also going to have different ways to partner up. So you could do like co-ed or partners against other partners. So there's a little bit more of a community aspect within the league.
Yeah.
And then the one other thing I like about Hyrox is you can, not the Hyrox race, like the official race, but if you're offering this kind of half rocks in like a way where it's, you know, once a month or twice a month, you can sort of add variables, which we're gonna do, unforeseen variables that we're gonna add, like for example, hey, this in 2 months we're gonna do not modifications to the race, but maybe add-ons.
Little add-ons.
Little add-ons. Like what? Like hey, in February we might do this half rocks, and then we're running a 5K right after. That's your total time. So, you know, something like that, or then you have 20 minutes to build up a max bench. I'm brainstorming.
Crazy.
It's like, how many times can you do a rope climb with 5 minutes remaining?
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of ways that you can add a variable with this space. I'm getting the listeners hopefully excited. But you know, you got 5 minutes, you got 20 minutes to build up a max bench. What's your number going to be after Hyrox? And that takes into consideration the time of the Hyrox.
Yeah.
And then I'm making you uncomfortable right now. What's going on?
You got to explain that one more to me later.
So there are different ways because those are points.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it's points, it's systems. Those all go. So there's ways to. I'm saying add varying differentiations in your little competitions.
Yeah. To make it fun,
to make it fun, to make it a little bit more. You know,
throw a little.
Or like, what's your max sled push? Like you got 20 minutes to build up a max 10-foot sled push.
Yeah. There you go.
Those are points, right?
So we are going to be getting some information about that when the first one is running.
We got to get through Hyrox Toronto first.
Yeah, and expect maybe like 3 to 4 weeks after. You think?
Yeah, something like that.
3 to 4 weeks, we'll have a sign up. We'll get heats going.
Potential renovations we might have to do, but we won't get into that.
Yeah. Okay, and yeah, we're excited about that. It's going to be a huge project, and I think there's an appetite for it in Toronto and Durham, so we're going to rock with it, and I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, man.
And I think maybe that's it for the week.
Yeah, I guess that's it for the week. I mean, that was good. I think it was cool, you know, just to talk about some more personal stuff about like opening Durham.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into more conversations like that, like we said, and hopefully this allows you guys to get to know us a little bit more, and that's our hope here too as well.
So we'll get our first guest on.
Yeah. Next podcast, maybe the Rhino will come on.
And the Rhino will get from behind the camera. Just hit play and just walk over here, and we'll get you on here.
Yeah. That's a wrap, man.
All right.
Good job.
See you
Have
guys.
a great week, guys. We'll see you guys soon.